Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up for you. Let's not waste any time. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on X, YouTube, and DigPerspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $3.18 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is up 3.1%. So right now, Bitcoin back over 90,000. Ethereum was over 3,000, just under at 2,900 plus. And we see XRP number 4 spot is 218. Now we're up 1.2 on the 24, and we're up 2.6 on the 7-day, ranging between 217 and 225. Let's get into this thing here. I want to start to remind everybody, we are seeing this new world of digital assets be integrated into our traditional financial legacy system. And it starts right here. Texas becomes the first state to buy Bitcoin, investing $10 million into its state strategic reserve. This is a big deal. A very, very big deal, ladies and gentlemen. So 1 second, let me pause this video. I think my wife, with her recent foot surgery, is trying to approach the steps by herself. Okay, we're back. It was just an empty water bottle. No one's harmed. That's the beautiful part. Everybody's safe. So there you go. She's healing nicely. Appreciate all the well wishes from people for Mrs. Backup, recent foot surgery. She's doing really great, but hopping around for quite a while till that boot comes off. Nonetheless, we're seeing so much happen here with the strategic reserve in the state of Texas. And then we got this. New Hampshire Business Finance Authority has approved $100 million municipal bond backed by Bitcoin collateral at 160%, creating the first structure of its kind at this U.S. state level. This is exactly what Chris Giancarlo and I talked about on stage at XRP Las Vegas. This is why it's so important to be at these events, because you're going to get these insights before the market is actually doing them. And I believe, to go with our continued conversation we had on stage, that not only will you see it on the state municipal level, you will see it on the federal national level. You can expect the U.S. government to issue digital asset bonds too. Digital asset bonds for Bitcoin, XRP, XLM, ADA, Solana, and others, allowing the U.S. citizens to profit share in the golden age. Meanwhile, we got 21 Shares is launching a new XRP ETF on November 28th, joining the list of others, and there is another list of others that are waiting to go. So the horses are in the gate. 21 Shares on November 28th. I love it for them. I love it for XRP. And if you want to track these things, you can go to xrp-insights.com. This is a really great site here. It's very clean, easy to see. Total assets under management so far collectively, $778.22 million, almost $1 billion. That is 329.48 million XRP locked up. Just that first week rolling out. That's amazing. Wow. Really, really amazing to me. It isn't going to take long before with that number, 329 million is a billion. And then you have to start asking yourself, how much loose liquidity is actually on the exchanges? I think Zach Rector put a post out, shout out to Zach. He said, I think we can all at least collectively agree there's less than 10 billion loose liquidity out on the XRP markets, on the exchanges. And I think it's probably even way lower than that. And it's interesting to watch all of this be bought up before the market infrastructure bill passes, because that's when the actual market makers that will need to use XRP every day for the benefit of their business and efficiency for payments every day. And they still can't do it yet. So wait till that gets going. Bitwise CIO Matt Hogan here, shout out to Matt, says XRP is getting much better at capturing value for holders. And it really, this all discusses the conversation of eventually bringing staking and yield opportunities to XRP. which is going to be another way to lock up the assets. We know there's more markets, Flare Networks, other products out there, Axelar, Midas, right? All working to bring some form of yield. This is going to be a game changer. Again, this all in line with what we already see rolling out, which is ETFs. All of these things we're talking about right now are going to take XRP off the market. So eventually, at some point, either taking all of this off the market for the ETFs pushes up price, and then the buying of the ETFs slows because the price starts to go up, right? But at the same time, we don't even know what the true demand is for XRP on the utility side for making payments and settlement and clearing every day yet. I'm so excited that we get to be here. Then I start thinking of this. Oh, yeah, it's Evernorth. Yeah. Ashish Burla, Ripple board member, stepped down because he's taking the role as CEO over at Evernorth. And the former GM of RippleNet, dealing with all of the banks and utility that I was just talking about that has not made its way to using XRP en masse yet, because we need the market infrastructure bill. See, the thing is that the Bitcoin maxis and other maxis out here in this community have had the afforded luxury to attack and make fun of Ripple, the company, and XRP, the digital asset or the ledger, because it is designed to work within a regulated, transparent, and highly compliant system. And because we're not there yet, they want to take shots, and they know that they can, because we're designed to work within the system. And the traditional financial world is bigger than all of crypto by a long shot, by thousands and thousands of times. Which is why I've always said that the maxis out here in this space are missing the plot. Crypto isn't going to be a large thing. Traditional finance is a large thing. The tokenization of traditional finance is where the wins are. The question for all of us, and me included, have we landed on the right projects that will have the largest impact on that goal, on that next leg of the journey, which is tokenizing the rest of traditional finance? I believe Ripple and the XRP ledger are going to play a major role, but that's me. It's not financial advice. It's just where I have arrived. And there's many other assets I believe in this space too. But right now, Evernorth is sitting here looking to go public in 2026 Q1. And what do we know about them? Well, I'm going to tell you what we know about them. Let's hear from Ashish Burla himself, actually, right here.
Financial services company.
Well, I mean, I think what's interesting is that we planted those seeds 12 years ago. But as you know, rebuilding the financial ecosystem doesn't happen overnight. So, hey, listen, there's ways to accelerate. The acquisitions that Ripple has done is great. And I think that'll accelerate adoption. Again, bridging traditional finance to crypto. But then there's a lot that I'm excited about building directly on the XRP ledger as well. And that's what I'm excited about with my new company, Evernorth, which is a XRP digital asset treasury. I think that is going to be a wedge that helps traditional institutions that want exposure to crypto be able to participate and get exposure, and in the future get exposure to DeFi, but as easy as holding a stock. Right. So you can just go into your portfolio and you can add XRPN, Evernorth, and you'll get access to a lot of what crypto has to offer.
We are kind of big.
There you have it right there. And how are they going to acquire that XRP when Evernorth really gets going? Well, this is how. Net proceeds will primarily fund open market purchases of XRP to build the world's leading institutional XRP treasury, with a portion allocated to working capital, general corporate purposes, and transaction expenses. Net proceeds, right here's the line, will primarily fund open market purchases of XRP. They're going to buy the XRP off the exchanges you and I are on, which is the same place that the ETF companies are going to get the XRP to lock it up under a qualified custodian. You see what's happening here. And again, we still don't have the market infrastructure bill passed and signed into law that gives the utility side of this equation permission to enter the market in force. That's still to come. That's why I'm so excited. Now we have to get that done. So where are we at in getting that done? Eleanor Tarrant just had a call with an industry source who recently met with a group of Senate Democrats working on the market structure legislation. And let's understand this, the Dems have been the ones stalling here. The source said one of the members noted that they are preparing for a possible markup of a bipartisan market structure bill by the week of December 8th. No comment from Senator Tim Scott's office on this, but it would align with his recently stated goal of marking up the bill with the banking GOP next month. The committee has yet to release a bipartisan text. However, meanwhile, Senate Ag Committee John Boozman said he wants a markup of his committee's text in early December. So the Senate is also in session the week after the 8th, so it is possible markups could land the week of the 15th as well, before members leave for Christmas, as is often the case with Congress. Dates are very rarely concrete. So head on a swivel, ladies and gentlemen. Head on a swivel. And Egg Rag Crypto says, I hate fractals when it comes to charts, but this one is hard to ignore. He says, why I hate fractals are dangerous because they feed our bias and we see what we want to see. But this current 3D structure on XRP looks too good so far to dismiss. Historically, when XRP spends months in sideways accumulation and squeezes above key moving averages, the release is explosive. Here's the probability breakdown based on structure alone. 55% is a full fractal breakout. 25% gradual uptrend continuation, 20% breakdown first, deeper retest. No promises, no fantasy, just a setup that demands respect. Because when XRP stays quiet for this long, the next move is rarely calm. And it chooses one direction only one direction. The real question is which direction, but since I am a permabull on XRP, then it will be the upside as far as he's concerned. Not financial advice. Fractals aren't proof, but sometimes they are the warning before the eruption. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, taking a look at this fractal he took from right here and puts it right here, and it looks very, very similar. Too hard to shake, but it could put us between the $10 and $11 range, call it $10, $12 range, 10 plus, just as an initial breakout. But again, I still feel like we need that market infrastructure bill. And we have to keep this in mind too. Speaking of explosive breakouts, Ethereum went from single digits $9 to $361 to triple digits in just 6 months. So this is not something that hasn't happened, and I'm not suggesting that we're going to 3 digits. I'm just suggesting that we have witnessed parabolic breakouts in this market. They are not unheard of, and they're not unheard of for XRP. That doesn't mean it's guaranteed. I want to be clear. It does not. And in just 9 months, Solana saw $2 to $187. But they want to tell us we're all crazy to think that XRP can do similar moves. We'll see. We'll see. What I am certain of is that there is a demand for XRP, and we're learning that by every time we see a new ETF rolled out. And for me, that is super exciting because it is the other side of the world, basically, and I don't mean the world itself, but the world of finance, the world of investing, having an opportunity for the first time to get exposure to XRP. And it is clear that they want it. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. I'll catch all of you on the next one.